outlier. You dig? And we got another live. I couldn't give y'all a live this morning because it was freezing, man. And in all honesty, I just wanted to get up out of the cold because it was freezing this morning, my people. It felt like it was like 2 degrees. Felt like it was 2 degrees outside, man. I didn't know what was going on, you know? But today, we got a live, and I'm gonna speak about my whole weekend, how it went, how I was preparing for something, and I'm gonna say how it went, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I feel about it, man. So, today was a big day, man. Big day. Been going at it at the place where I spend most of my time. There's some people out there that they're hell-bent on making our department look a certain way. And that's cool. And it's, very cool if that's what you want to do. But we're not the ones, man. And what I mean by that is that every single thing we do is on the up and up. And every single thing that we do is documented. But I guess since we're handling the majority of the business, I would say about 70% of the business, some people get angry about that. And they don't know how such a small unit does the things that they do. Now, I could get into the optics of it, right? Because honestly, the big movers in the department are some urban brothers, We got one cat straight from Haiti. You understand what I'm saying? He's one of my managers straight from Haiti. Homeboy grew up out there in Manhattan. Straight up, he a cool cat. He grew up in Manhattan and Brooklyn. Straight up cool with me. We've known each other for years, you dig? We've known each other for years. Then the next person I work with, you feel me? He, the head dude, he from the island, son. You know how them island people go. And he's another one that I've known for a long time. And this is a long-term relationship. We've known each other for damn near 30 years, man. He knew me since I was here, people. I was like 10 years old and he knew me. And I'm 45 now, so we talking about 35 years that this man has known me, And he know my work ethic. He seen me just rise up. And he respect me. And he know that I'm not going to do anything to hurt him. That I'm going to make him look good at every single course. So we got a little understanding. Then you got another guy who kind of work up under me. And this is my boy too. I've known him for a long time. You feel me? And he's somebody that I feel, I like to protect. I really like to protect him because, he's from the East. He's from Brooklyn. A brother that people like to try to get at. But they want to touch him. They want to touch him because he carry himself a certain way. Me, I'm in there just chilling, doing my thing. But for some reason, people don't think I am what I am. They always want to question every single thing that I do. But I'm a cool cat. So I like to speak and I like to build with people and I like to come to positive conclusions. Because if you guys listen to my lives, y'all know how I do, man. Y'all know exactly how I do. I come over here and I speak about communication. But what I understood is that sometimes you, yourself, may be a peaceful person, but there's some people out there you cannot bargain with. The only thing they respect is blood, some people, man. So I'm a peaceful person. But these cats tried to set me up, man. They tried to set me up, son. I felt like the cub. You know the cub or the smallest cattle? They tried to isolate me and expose me. Like I'm that guy that tried to do that to. You feel me? Somebody stepped in and said, how are you talking and walking? He said, hey, how you talk? What'd he say? Hi, are you taking a walk? Am I taking a walk? Nah, I'm walking home from the train station over there. You dig? Walking home from a train station over there. And I'm talking about some things that happened at the place where I spend most of my time. You dig? Hi, bro. What, you good? Yeah, I'm straight, everybody. I'm straight. So, yeah. So, like I was saying, I'm a peaceful, cool person. I like communicating with people. So I'll come to you off the record just to get some things straight. But what I was noticing is that these people are using all that kindness that I have against me. So I'm just giving them the game. And they taking it in, smiling in my face, and they try to isolate me and then try to make me look like a fool, son. Try to make me look like a fool. And I'm like, yo, why they trying to do this to me, man? Especially knowing how much I did for them by just talking to them and giving them information. And they try to use it against me. So I'm like, all right, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. And I see that these cats are not about a resolution. These cats are about fighting. They want to fight. They want to see blood. So I'm like, all right, cool. We could do that. So that's what happened on Thursday last week. Man, I spent the whole weekend researching, setting up for this meeting. I had PowerPoints. I had slides, all types of stuff. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to get fly. But you know what it is? I already knew what they was about to do. Already knew what they was about to do. So son tried to come in, try to get a little bit of information so that they can prepare because they know where they weak at, you dig? My people want to chat, what you say? Sounds like I'm listening. I respect and I sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. You already know what it is. So yeah. So now I'm prepared for this meeting. I got my slides. I got everything. I went in the co-pilot, thought it out a million different ways. And do thinking and thinking and thinking. It's so funny like how that works. Because you could think about something for a long time and it's not making sense. But then, I don't know if it's like a mastery thing. y'all read Robert Greene? Y'all ever read Robert Greene's books? Where they say you put a certain amount of time in something and it equals mastery. But I was just putting mad time, yo, and then it hit me. And it was just simple. It's just a simple ass question. And it's a division question, my people. It's a division question. So we do something where we take this out of this. So it's a ratio, right? And then that ratio, everybody know that your denominator gotta be the same. If your denominator is not the same, we're never going to get the same numbers, you know? So they being cocky, they sent me their numbers. Man, I reverse engineered their numbers, know how they got their numbers, and I peeped it. These cats don't even know the denominator, son. How you not gonna know the denominator and you wanna beef with my number? And you ain't even got no denominator. And you got no way of flagging it. How you gonna have a denominator? You know that you're trying to get a percentage and you don't even know what you're counting, son. You don't even know what you're counting. Let me do an analogy for you. Let's say we out here in New York. Y'all already know what it is, Long Island. So I use the Knicks. You know they have blackout nights, right? So they have blackout nights. What they're doing is just taking the stats from the televised numbers. So they'll look at any game that was televised, right? Let's say they're looking at a game that's televised and Patrick Ewing playing, right? And the only stats, the only points that they calculating for Patrick Ewing is the stats that's on the mark that they see on the game. But all those other away games that's not televised, they're not even putting it into their number. And they want to argue, son. What my man say? And I feel bad. You only have me. I feel like I'm going to cry. Oh, man, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Who is you? Who am I speaking to? Where you from? You said you about to cry. You feel me? Thank you. Y'all crazy. So, yeah. So they try and battle and argue with that, and they don't even know, son. So basically, what happened is, I came in today. They saw me, one of the dudes, he tried to come in and take advantage of my niceness again. Like, yo, how you do that? I'm like, nah, son, I ain't playing with y'all no more, son. We talk about it in the meeting. Talk about it in the meeting. So the meeting come, and these cats forfeited, kid. Forfeited. Done. Ain't won a battle. They was like, you got it, B. They used my real name. They said, you got it, Brad. And I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna fight with y'all. But it does feel good, man. You know, I hate that people gotta catch strays, and I hate that I have to behave like that. But sometimes in business, man, like, you gotta protect yourself. And like I said, I work too hard, man. I work too hard. I work very hard to get to the position I'm at. And I'm not gonna allow people to use my niceness against me and try to make me look like the bad guy, you know? I can't do it. I just can't do it. You feel me? So, you know, it kind of feel good to win, but at the same time, it's like, I had to throw somebody under the, well, not throw somebody under the bus, but this person had to catch a stray because they try to do the same thing on me by not meeting with me. They don't want to meet with you sometimes. When they know that you're asking like uncomfortable truths and you asking questions that can really get to the bottom of it, a lot of times you don't get answers. And you have to push people. And that's just sad because I'm not that type of person, man. I'm really not that type of person. But it is what it is, It is what it is. I see we got some people on the check-in, man. What y'all do today, man? How was your day? What's new? What was everybody doing today, man? Out here in New York, you got that. It's what? 4 o'clock and it's already getting dark, man. Already getting dark. And it's kind of freezing, too. It's getting dark and it's cold. And this type of weather, you just want to go home and just sleep, son. You want to get some soup, something warm up in your body, and you want to go to sleep, man. You definitely want to get something in your body, and you want to get some sleep. So what's up, kids? What y'all watching on Netflix? What y'all doing? How you doing, man? I'm all right. Y'all seen that Puffy documentary? Y'all saw the Puffy documentary? I saw it. I know y'all want to know what I think about it, right? What do I think about that Puffy documentary? I'll tell you this, man. Look, power can, it goes to your head, man. It goes to your head. And Puffy, somebody I watched for a long time, man. I remember the whole East Coast, West Coast shit because I actually lived through it, man. Like I said, I'm 45 years old. So what was that? What was it, 93 Source Awards, 94, 95 Source Awards? I was 15 at the time, man. So I remember it. And, I'm from New York. Pac was around. And honestly, I kind of like Pac to a certain extent. But listen, Snoop was my guy. Because think about it. Back in what, 92, 93? That's when I first really started getting into my own with hip hop. And I'm always different. That's why my name is The Outlier, So I was really on Snoop and them. But everybody else in my neighborhood, they was rocking the Biggie. They was rocking to Biggie, Duck Down Records, like all of them type of dudes. Onyx, this was before DMX. But those type of cats they was up on. And me, I like Snoop. I like Crucial Conflict. I like Common, Ras Kass. Like I was everywhere with it. And I definitely like the Dog Pound, Daz and Corrupt. At the time, Corrupt was really like one of my favorite rappers. So, I was kind of on their side. And I used to see Puffy. Puffy, he never, like, how I felt about Puffy. He just always seemed he kind of seemed corny to me, yo. I hate to say it, but he just always kind of seemed corny. Puffy just seemed corny to me. Like, I used to see him dance. I used to see him put on, like, he just never was somebody I wanted to dress like. He was never anyone I wanted to be like. Like, I wasn't that pretty boy like him. I didn't want to be a pretty boy. I was a smooth cat. I listened to stuff like Chico the Barge. I was into that type of stuff. Dave Hollister, Redman, people like that, Method Man, those type of cats, But I really wasn't into them cats like that. And again, Puffy never really did anything for me. As I got older and started, putting in a little bit more work and started seeing how things work, that's when I started respecting Puffy. I started respecting Puffy off of his work ethic and off of the fact that he had a dream. We watched this man come up from like 93 and we see him become a billionaire. And honestly, that's what I was respected about Puffy. I liked his business acumen. I thought that was a great thing. Then I started hearing the stuff about the females. And listen, man, I saw the Cassie video. And for me, hitting women is not cool. Beating up on women, that's not cool to me. You feel me? So I saw it and I'm like, damn, man, this is foul. And then I seen how he's using his power to intimidate people, make people do things. And I don't like that, man. I really, really, really don't like that type of stuff. So, I wasn't a big fan of Puffy, man. I really wasn't a big fan of Puffy later on. But the documentary, do I think that it tried to paint him into a bad light? No, I don't think it was. I think We just saw the facts, and they presented it in that way. Now, we could talk about the people that's trying to defend him and try to say, oh, black people shouldn't go on TV and disrespect other black people. Like, I get it. I definitely get it. But at the same time, come on, man, cut the nonsense. We as a community got to start calling things out. Like, we got to call it out, bruh, for real. That's our problem sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, we look at some of the wrong things. We act like certain things are cool when that stuff is not cool. It's not cool. It's crazy that, whatever, I ain't even gonna talk about that. But it's just not cool, man. And we really need to deal with certain people in the neighborhood that's out there preying on our women, preying on our men, preying on people that they feel or they deem that's below them. That's not right in any race, man. Right is right and wrong is wrong, son. And we got to call it out. You know what I mean? Like, we be bugging, man, with these fads and what we think is cool. It's not cool to do this and not cool to do that. Puffy would have sold you out. Half of y'all cats that talk this black stuff, y'all ain't about nothing, man. Ain't about nothing. What we saying on the comment section? They said, listen, this is for you. You handsome, kind, nice. God loves you. I love you and I support you. Who is this on the check-in, man? Is that my sister? Priscilla, that's you, baby? That's you? That's my sister? It's my boy Mont on the check-in. What you say, Mont? You think Biggie would have been... Oh, she said, nah. Yeah, my sister named Priscilla. But my boy Big Mont, he said, you think Biggie would have been locked up too? Do I think Biggie would have been locked up too? That's kind of hard to tell, I don't think so, because like the vibe that I used to get from Biggie was just real laid back, man. And it seemed like he really loved hip hop. Like Biggie was a rapping dude, son. Biggie was a hell of a rapper. And I never got those vibes off of him that he was like, one of them loud, like, violent type people. I never got that from Big. It seemed like Big was just a cool cat that really loved hip hop, man. And Tupac too. I felt like Tupac loved hip hop, and he probably just got down with the wrong people, Got down with the wrong people, and we saw what happened. That can definitely happen a lot to good people. And, I always listen, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is, man. Pac, Malcolm X, those are some of the people that I try to, when I was younger, I used to try to model myself after. Because what I realized about Pac was that he was so talented. Also, Pac used to bridge gaps. So Pac could have the artsy world, the actors. He could also bring together the gangsters. And that was something that I always respect about Tupac. And also, Pac's name was ringing in colleges. Pac's name was ringing on the streets. Pac was just that dude. And that's the same way I feel about Malcolm X. So, of course, I love me some Martin Luther King because that is the route that I went to get a degree, also to go to school. So I most definitely loved Martin Luther King. However, there was a disconnect between the hood or people who I grew up around, the hip-hop community, and someone like Martin Luther King. I've actually heard some people call Martin Luther King soft. And I'm like, how the hell can you call Dr. King soft, yo? I ain't even getting into that. But, the same people loved Malcolm X and by any means necessary. Standing by the window with the Uzi. That, for the hip-hop community, that was real. So Malcolm X was someone who got respect from the hood, and Malcolm X got respect in the academic world. And that's something that I always wanted to do. So I've always been kind of intelligent, but in grade school, high school and stuff, I definitely hung around some people that, I probably shouldn't have hung around. But I was the type that would be so smart. Like I help these cats write papers, I give them like just mad shit, you know what I mean? Because I felt like I was born differently. I knew that the things that my parents did for me, a lot of people didn't have that. So I felt like it's my duty to give back to my neighborhood, because I felt like I was one of them that had it good, went to private school and did all of that. So I've always fought for my people. And even in the classrooms, it was like, people didn't want to answer a certain question. I'll be the person that answered that question. I'm rocking cornrows. You understand what I'm saying? I know rap music. I got on jerseys, baggy clothes during that time because that was the style. So I was always the one to try to represent, man. And even now, in my position, I try to look out for, I look out for everybody. It's not just for young black people, but it's for everybody. But at the same time, I definitely have a soft spot in my heart for my people. You dig? So, never mind, I'm back. I wish I could stay, but I'm gonna check more lives, but I'll be back. All right, never mind, I'm back, let's get it. Oh, and I might seem a little older than 10 like that, but I'm actually 8. You heard? You 8. If you 8, you got to get off my page, man. You understand what I'm saying? No, I talk about a lot of adult topics, so, you gotta be over 21. You gotta be over 21. Got to be over 21. But we about to cut this short. Tomorrow I might come back on live with y'all in the morning, talk about some more topics and some interesting things. But our day is, the day is over. My walk is about to be over. And I'm about to go on the inside, my people. Thank everybody on the check-in. I'll catch you cats tomorrow. Peace out. This is the Outlier B. Yeah.